Hey guys, it's Big Sexy with Big Sexy Outdoors. If you guys want your bucks big and sexy like me, you guys gotta get yourself some of this product. Big Sexy by Domain. This stuff is rich in radish, material that will just grow your horns, keep your deer here, and make your hunting season fantastic. Get yourself some.
The sun peeks over the horizon. Your excitement builds. The animals in the field start to stir. The forest comes alive with sounds. The sunlight glimmers off the lake, and the mountains start to shed their morning fog. So load up your favorite ammo, grab a few buddies, and head out to make some memories. And tell the rest of the world that you've gone hunting. All right, there we go. Today, we're going to take a quick look. We're out camping, we're out doing stuff here. But we're going to take a quick look at the Zombicide Chronicles RPG. I'll let you know what we think. We'll go over it, and we'll look at some of the bits, pieces, and so on. And we'll just give a quick overview of what we think of it. In the meantime, we are over halfway. I think they said 60% funded on this. Still got plenty of time to go, 16 days, about 2 weeks to get the rest of the way. But we appreciate you stop over, check it out. Links are always down below and stuff. So yeah, that's where we're at with the comic. We had 56 pages, full color. We got plenty of blood, action, gore, all that kind of good fun stuff. And yeah, I told Ben I put Booper in here, and yep, there he is. Booper gets his face chopped off. Right about there. Yep. This is for Booper. There you go. Tries to say, yeah, he's not going to save him. He's already gone. So, yep. And you get the special cover by Mark McKenna if you want. You can get the first book with this exclusive cover by Luke Stone. It's called a naked cover because we're not going to put any text or anything on it. Let's see. What else? We have a metric ton of promos that we're giving away with this one. And let me bring those up and show you. Under graphic novels, Slaughterville graphic novel, book 2. I've actually already been working on 3 a while. So that's upcoming. So let's stop sharing that and start sharing that one. And there we go. So yeah, this one here lets you shuffle them into a random, and when you get them, you attach them. You can remove them from the game during any character's turn. to add +1 to all of their die results. Because he comes in and he can pretty much do whatever he wants. This is from Bushi Comic. Let's see, which one was this one again? Oh, yes. You can remove it from the game to blank the text on a villain card or force the villain to reroll 2 dice. And Sasone, of course, prancing into the Exorcist. Attach him to gain +1 agility, because, you know, he's kind of agile. Fastest feet in the entire city. And he makes a dramatic assault against the villain. You can remove him from the game, make an agility check. The villain suffers 1 damage for each success you make. So the more agility you have, the more damage he can do. Again, fastest feet in the city. The disc, that's this here. If you die, you can detach the disc to remove 1d3 damage instead of dying. So she can bring you back. And Big James is an undead bear who you can't escape from him. But he gets shuffled into a random location just, you know, as a way to throw a really cool enemy in there. So that's that. All right, so let's get looking at this. So when we're out camping, I usually bring something along. And, well, this time it was this to check out, read, catch up on. I know the lighting and everything isn't the absolute greatest, but, yeah. We're out here. All right. So this actually, one of the things I like about it is it does, how to say, heavily emulate, I guess is a good way to say it, the Zombicide board game in that fast, frenetic kind of a thing, and it really focuses on getting the kills in, getting your adrenaline built up so that you can do bigger and better things. And this was in the, you know, I got this through the Kickstarter thing. And it does follow, one of the things I like, you know, when they do this one follows a life path thing. And it does have some pre-built characters you can follow, that, or you can just use as templates. But it also uses a life path where you can build your character from scratch, pick their skills, or if you're not sure what about backstory, you can actually roll on a table and get backstories. Yeah. What you left behind and regret the most, that's on here. And again, it's just a lot of flavor. Gives you some special skills you can use, just like everything else. Strangely enough, and again, it was one of the weird things I noticed, too, when I saw this. Yeah, there we go. There's the door pumping into it. And I noticed some other people pointing out is it's not really built to use the minis or the maps from the game. It doesn't really have much in here on that at all. You have to make it up yourself, which again, I guess is fine. It's just, you know, you would have think that would have been included. This does have not only do you have the mission mode where you're going out trying to find supplies, find survivors, or whatever the mission is, which we'll go over some of them, but it also has a shelter mode where you come back and you're trying to, you know, build your shelter. You can get in trouble, which means like if you roll a 1 on any of your dice, even though you succeed, I believe it's even though you succeed, you still, some kind of trouble happens. They have whole sections in here on running the game, being the game master, which again, I'd recommend reading. It's not a difficult one, especially since the enemies are real sparse. There's not a ton of enemies in here. I mean, yeah, they have the abominations, they have animals. They do have a spot in here for customizing the dead, so you can, you know, thematically make your own zombies, your own undead. You can make they call them non-player survivors instead of characters in here. So, yeah. Whether they're good or bad. Let's see. Well, yeah, creating a shelter, which we'll go into, yeah, once I get more into it. It takes place in the city, which is the name of their city, much like in the Tick. But yeah, there's tons and tons of different events that it can happen. And what I like is a lot. Some of them are randomized, you know, so it can add something different to it. Yeah, there was the president that was in there. There's Old Town, and it goes through and it describes the city for you. Let's see, Suburbia, Uptown. Are there any missions in the book? No, I don't see any. There might have been one, and I just missed it because it went by quick. But really, the character sheet isn't. That's the shelter, and then that's for the character. And I'll bring out a better one so we can take a look at it. All right, but that's the core rule book of the Zombicide RPG. Throw that one over there on the bed. Now, whenever I get a set, everybody knows me anyway, I have to get the GM screen and the whole kit. Let's see if I can pull this out without everything going all over. That is the trick. Because it doesn't just give you the GM screen. It also gives you these dials for... If you ever played the Zombicide game, you increase your adrenaline on the card. Well, now they track it with these dials. And they give you enough for, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 players. So, yeah, a bunch of dials. That was kind of cool. Set that over there. Yeah, I printed out a bunch of these. Now, you could track it also up there on the top of the character sheet like you see. Let me see if I can just... I know I have the PDF here, and that'll be a lot easier to read. Should be under the games. Nope. Print and play games. Or, because I have a folder called New RPGs, could very well be under that. Zombicide RPG. Yeah, the RPG. Let's triple check on this one. You can load. I know you can do. There we go. Oh, come on. There it is. No? You're not going to do it, huh? No, as soon as I... as soon as I pull it or scroll away, you know what? Let's just open it. Open with Chrome. We'll just share it as a Chrome tab instead. There we go. So yeah, it has, and this is just showing you what some of the abilities are, and these are the predefined characters. So again, it gives them certain abilities that you'll unlock as you gain more adrenaline. Of course, the higher it is, the most likely the more powerful it's going to be. Here's sort of that life path thing: food delivery boy, freestyle BMX, etc., etc. Do they have any weapons? Hopefully, they would. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to use the gear cards and things. Let's see. Stress, you get hit points. Not a lot, if you notice. There's not a lot of hit points. But you also get, oh gosh, what did they call that now? My brain's froze. Like focus abilities, where you get a bonus on the ones you chose. And it's neat because you choose your ability scores. And there's a chart in the book right at the very beginning of the character creation that tells you how many of each point type you get, and where to put them, but what you can put there. So, for instance, you have 1, 2, and 3 up here for muscles, brain, and grit. you can put it in any one you want. But if you're ever going to do a cool action, you want to use your combat and your grit to do that. And we'll get into actions and stuff another thing. Let's see what else we got. I'm sure we have other characters. It's probably because we're out at the camping thing and the Wi-Fi is not the greatest. But anyway. So yeah, those are the character sheets. They're not hard to set up at all. It's just, you get to work through that whole path system again, which I like, So what else do we have in this? This is the GM kit. And I printed those other sheets out, but it does come with, oops, I must have ripped them off of here. But it comes with a stack of, really nice character sheets. Some are predefined, and so there you go. You also get one of my favorite things, which is the GM screen. I had it upside down, but it has pretty much everything you're going to need. Tells you about the city, tells you about survivors, different random encounters you can give them, what are the stats for weapons, melee weapons, and so on. Speaking of weapons, now I didn't initially get this. Not sure why it wasn't included in my set, because I went for the all-in for the RPG, right? But there's something called the field guide. And the field guide gives you weapons and vehicles and so on. Like, options for extras. So I'd recommend getting it if you want to have, a lot more options for it. And we're going to show that one in a second, as soon as I get this put away, only because I like to keep things neat until I throw it. All right. But yeah, recommend the field guide. And again, it has new types of survivors. Okay, so you can make new kinds of survivors. And companions. It has companions in. Also, it has a rule for zombivers, where if you're a survivor that got bitten by a zombie and killed, and you come back as a zombie, you got companion dogs, companion people, and yeah. Let's see. Luna, the Elvis impersonator's in here. Freddy, the car thief. Otto, the English bulldog. Which, if anybody wants to play a butcher kind of character, then you got a bulldog in here. But it has a new set of weapons. Of course, it's going to have the barbed wire baseball, that kind of a thing. Although this one has nails in it, but it's you know where it's going with it. But yeah, I'd recommend it. Vehicles are in here. Vehicles, optional search tables. Again, when you're going into a building, you have the option of searching around and looking for stuff, because that's your entire goal for this thing is find stuff, find the objective, and get out. This one gives you another search table where you can find more weapons and more gear and more weapons, health, sports, outdoors, safety, and general. And things like a riot shield, a sleeping bag, defibrillators on here, and actually they have all descriptions of everything. Let's see. Different authority. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Talks about law enforcement, the army after the outbreak. Oh, what else? Oh, a mission generator, which is something I was looking forward to, which I didn't have in the other stuff. You can make your own missions, which is nice. But let's say you're like me and you don't have all the more shelter rules, blah, blah, blah. Let's say you're like me and you don't have a ton of time to make your own missions, even though, again, you like that kind of thing. Throw that over there. They have Stories from the Outbreak, which is an entire book on Just it's just missions and things that you can do. Starts it off with zombie tales, and you go into a food fight, a light in the dark, pet cemetery, who goes there, and I'm not spoiling the rest because really it's a longer campaign. It's a nice thick one, and I would highly recommend anybody that's getting that to get this book, and I hope they do another one. Okay. Hi, Chubby. Now, how do I want to say this? Because the game's pretty open, people do have trouble using the minis and using the boards. But honestly, the more I've tried it and the more I've played around with it, it's not really all that hard. You can use the buildings and the boards. It's already there to signify whatever map it is you're going for. And you can make it as big as you need to, right? As long as you have map tiles from any of the Zombicides, doesn't matter. You can always go look in them, right? And as far as shooting and killing and things are real simple. You're rolling d6s only. All you care about is the success number. The number you have to get for a success. And I think you only need one. Some of them might need two. Don't quote 2 or 3. I think like the abominations would need 3. The fatties are 2, just like in the game. I'm 90% sure. If not, that's the way it should be anyway. But again, as far as figures go, I mean, just use them. Use the figures and use the zones that are already there, so that if something says zone away, you already know the range of your gun, so you know if you can shoot it or not. Or if somebody's in that, I don't like that rule anyway with somebody in the zone thing. So yeah, it's all in all, it's a simpler system, but it gets across the feel of the Zombicide board game. Now, again, would I recommend it? Absolutely, without even thinking about it. And it's not just because I like Zombicide, because I didn't buy like most of it. I only bought the recent second edition, and the very first one when it came out. I think I got like Toxic Mall or something too. But anyway, so I'm not a Zombicide fanatic like a lot of people. Like I know a lot of people are really into it. But when I saw the RPG, well, that I am a collector. I like getting as many RPGs as we can. So, yeah, I really enjoy it. I think you will too. Jump on out there and get it. And while you're jumping on things, crazy, make sure you go out and you grab the Slaughterville 2 book. Okay, it is still up there. It's still waiting, and it's ready to go. Plus, on the 18th of September, we're going to be going hunting. So, looking forward to getting that out to you. We have, also Slaughterville Director's Cut is in the distributor's warehouse, and it's all ready to go. They just told me they received 500 copies. It's sitting in there, waiting to be shipped out. And now it's all just time, because I send them everybody's address, and you're good to go. All right. In the meantime, yeah, I'll make an announcement about that real quick. I'll do that before we crash. Because like I said, we're out camping. I'm not going to spend all day on here. I appreciate you coming out and checking everything out. And yeah, I guess that's about what we have. All right. We'll see you next time.